we came like so close to death. And I couldn't believe how easy it was to have everything right, but then have one missing chain or one weak chain in our link and like nearly lose everything.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. Please consult a professional advisor before making decisions based on what you hear on this show.
Let's talk about wealth, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things, Russ and Joey.
Yes.
We are back, Wealth Without Wall Street, with the world's best moderator, Russ Morgan, and his sidekick who will agree to anything, Joey the Italian Stallion Muir. Let's talk about short-term rentals.
Welcome to that Wall Street Tribe. So excited to introduce you to our friend Seth Bolt. Seth, welcome to the show.
So good to be here. I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, man. Well, obviously you're a rock star in many ways, but today we're not going to talk about your musical giftings necessarily. We're going to talk about the success that you and your wife have had building Bolt Farm Treehouse. And I want to lean into this question and kind of let this start us off with, I think there's a lot of people out there that have got into the short-term rental space, maybe even the mid-tier space, and they're using Airbnb. And it started to maybe wane a little bit, not as exciting as it used to be. But yet here you guys are 93% occupied in a luxury treehouse retreat model where you guys just got an appraisal, I think, of $32 million. Congratulations, by the way. How in the world are you guys doing this?
Well, I think it's, for us, like I think like philosophically, we're different than most in the sense that, like, from the downbeat, we didn't ask like how can we make as much money as possible, but how can we provide as much value as possible to people, and like how can we make this experience so overwhelming that people want to rebook their stay before they leave. And so now, like, actually 1 in 4 couples that stay with us rebook before they leave the property, because we're a hard place to get into because it's like kind of blown up, and we care a ton. Like, I tell the team, like, love is our superpower. And I think love is at the heart of hospitality. And so, who here stayed in the Airbnb where it was like, cool, they got like the Wayfair package and they don't really care. And there's like a binder with way too many pages in it. And I don't know how anything works. And
when they start telling you, don't do all these things, you're like, I know you had that bad experience, but you didn't need to walk me through it, dude.
Yeah. Well, so traveling, playing music, that gave me a chance to experience the best and worst of travel and hospitality. So like I've got a deep well to draw from of things that are just like top of the world. And then, I've gotten bed bugs too. So like I've seen both ends of the spectrum. And so I just kind of, over 20 years, 22 years, whatever it is, I've collected a lot of things that I thought like, man, this would be this epic thing from around the world would be great in Tennessee, and that kind of thing.
If you've listened to our show for any length of time, you've heard us talk about infinite banking and how we were able to use that concept to create over $50,000 a month in passive income. But it's just not that easy to figure out, how does this all connect into my own personal system?
Stallion, that's why we created the passive income operating system, bro. It shows you how to turn active income into passive income. It makes all the steps come together. If you would like to get access to it as a podcast listener, we've never given this away in public before, go to what'swhatwallstreet.com/PIOS.
Let me ask you this. How it wasn't like you started to create this. Are you up to 24 or 25 units at this point?
24. We'll open our 24th in about a week.
So you didn't start with this idea of we want this massive, huge opportunity. You started with one. Talk to me about that one first.
Okay, so the first treehouse I built with my dad by hand. I grew up in construction, and I'm a creative guy. And my dad's definitely, like brilliant engineer mind. So like I literally sketched the treehouse on a napkin in my parents' kitchen. Like I helped, backing up further, like I helped my dad build the house that they're in now and everything. So I got this beautiful like upbringing on a farm, learning work ethic, learning all this stuff. And my parents are like bootstrappers that, like, when I was born, they lived in a mobile home. So like that was like the starting point. And then so fast forward traveling the world with Need to Breathe, super high output, grinding really hard, realizing that like I needed a place to recharge my batteries, wanted to do that in an inspiring environment, and was looking for that, and had this concept of like building like a penthouse suite treehouse. And so at the time, it was like I was thinking, okay, I think Airbnb is going to be a thing and it's going to take off, because like I had this idea around like 2013. I think Instagram is going to be a thing. So I was kind of betting on those things, and the fact that like Treehouse Masters was a really popular show, but there weren't luxury treehouses that you can stay in. So there was an educated market, getting nerdy on it, but a short supply. So I was like, okay, I would love to apply my creativity to create just a world-class experience. And so I got busy building that with my dad. And then I met my wife in the middle of constructing that treehouse and was inspired by love to make it truly like worthy of our honeymoon. So got married on the farm where I grew up, honeymooned in the treehouse. And then during the honeymoon, that we just had like this sacred space and this inspiring environment and no noise and distractions. And we could just spend hours on end, like talking, dreaming, connecting, journaling, praying, all the things about what we wanted life to look like for, our work, our family, our lives together. And so that gave us so much clarity about the road ahead. And like little did we know, all the random things we written down that we wrote down that we wanted to do actually could be fulfilled in making this experience available to more people. So that's how it started. Just one treehouse. It wasn't like some grand, it wasn't like a development plan to do a lot. I just thought, I know I need this. I think this, it would be really fun to do. And I think other people would enjoy it as well. And then it just blew up, like became the number one Airbnb in South Carolina. And from there we decided, like, let's go, let's scale. Like I'd always wanted to do something with real estate. And obviously the life of a musician is pretty wild. Also the financials of a musician is wild. It's like very feast and famine. Like you do a tour, you make money, you don't make any money for a while. So I thought, okay, if I had a short-term rental, that could provide me with stability, and it did. And then it also provided me with just an incredible opportunity to like meet amazing people. We've been visited by people from all over the world. It's a great hookup for my friends. Still waiting on you guys to come.
Oh man, it is on the list. If you weren't watching this on YouTube, I was just scanning through just some amazing pictures from their website. Go to boltfarmtreehouse.com and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, there's like a hot tub that looks like it's built into the rock overlooking, downtown Chattanooga. Like this is crazy. Like this is done really fashionable, right? Like when some people, if you own one of these, I get it, they're profitable, but let's just be real. A lot of times we go into some of these mountain towns, we get in these, short-term rentals, and it's like, okay, enough with the Lincoln Logs, right? Like it's just not what I'm into, right?
There, how original.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow, a wooden bear, and an old-timey picture of you and your wife, and yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get some saltwater tappy down the street too, but like this is fantastic. Like this, so like you mentioned traveling with the band all over the place, experiencing some amazing things. Talk a little bit about, I'm going to hype this place up, because I just think this is such a neat place that everybody should go and spend a week there, whatever you can. And you're going to have to book it a year out, it seems like. But talk about just a few of those things. You're like, man, I experienced that at this place. I knew that we needed to put it here. What were some of those things that you could just highlight for us?
Well, I mean, it really, like, this location was inspired by pain. It was like in 2019, we were launching we had launched our second development in the Charleston, South Carolina area. And like this group of people didn't want us to be there. And they had laws made that only applied to our property to shut our business down. So like we literally got ran out of town. And it was a hard thing to do, because at this point, it's like very young. Like I think my like second year of marriage with Tori, we built 4 tree houses down there. And like, we started with no money. We put everything into it. And ultimately, that failed. Like we had to decide what we were going to do. And some people were like, hey, look, like, you've got a great idea. People love it. And you just need to, just go do it somewhere else. I was like, what do you mean just do it somewhere else? Like, I now own a commercial property with no commercial value that I can't sell. And I don't have any money to like start over. So we sold our house and moved to Tennessee because we knew we wanted to be like, that felt like 2019 felt like such a valley. And I was like, my spirit wants to be on top of the mountain. And, and I think even for all the people who stay with us now, like if you run a business or if you're an executive or if you have kids, like, there's a lot of demand on you. There's a lot of output required of you. And so like the quality of your work and the sustainability of your pace is entirely dependent upon the quality of your rest and your reconnection. So like what kept us going is the feedback that we got from the guests that stayed with us, both on the farm where I grew up in that treehouse and down in Charleston, which is people said like, I rediscovered my best friend this weekend, or this stay may have added 25 years to our marriage. And so like people have, profound outcomes and experiences here. And that's really what we aim to make available. Like it can be transformational in some way, shape or form, like just based on what you're looking for. If, you'll quiet the noise and just embrace the moment. So
I want to ask a question along that line, because somebody is looking into the short-term rental business right now. And I know we're at a different level than your run-of-the-mill short-term rental, but you can't like guarantee somebody's going to have that transformation or that experience, but you did some things on purpose to create that environment. What are some of those things that somebody who has maybe their own or is looking to get into this could say, oh, I could use some of that maybe in my application?
Yeah. I mean, like on the macro, epic location. So we've got a view of 3 different states here. Like we're in Tennessee. You can also see Georgia. You can see Alabama. So, I mean, there's something about being on top of a mountain and looking out and seeing just for miles and miles. Like I think the shortest distance you can see is like 6 miles long. And we own a mile of bluff frontage. So like on top of a mountain and on the side of the cliff. So there's just epic views galore. So I think that's a starting point for the experience and what just, starts to really inspire and provide that environment. And then I think on the micro, there's probably like 100 or hundreds of decisions and little things that I went the extra mile on to ensure that the experience would be top notch. Like the treehouse isn't square. My dad begged me. He was like, Seth, can we please just build this thing square? Because, I'm like, no, I want like the sidewalls to like go out, and I don't want like a flat wall in front of me. I want it to go out too. And I want the roof to be pitched. And so it's this really creative shape, and there's nothing normal or like residential about it. Like I'm in the treehouse right now. And this is the closet. You know what I mean? If that gives you
Yeah, Joey was in a closet for a long time. He came out right after COVID, and I'm telling you, his closet did not look anything like that.
Bro, you're gonna have to clarify. Like this could not continue.
I'm just gonna leave it right there. Like everybody's been listening for 5 years knows exactly what we're talking about. They could see your, your belt buckles, like your stuff in the backdrop. Your kid like made you like a little virtual background. They drew it out. Yeah. Before Joey had an office, his podcast studio was in his closet. It was about the size of a shoebox.
There was nothing worse than walking into class when you're in school and the teacher saying, "Pop quiz day." Why? Because you were unprepared. Are you unprepared though for financial freedom?
Don't be. Find out how close you are by taking our 30-second quiz at wealthwithoutwallstreet.com/quiz. Wealth Without Wall Street Tribe, do you want more ways to build wealth and live free? Then you've got to check out the Lifestyle Investor Podcast with our friend Justin Donald. He's interviewing top investors and showing you how to design a life on your terms. Check out the Lifestyle Investor Podcast and subscribe today.
I want to like pivot a little bit to the fantastic business stuff that you have, because I do think it's important for people who want to go stay somewhere like this. They're going to be impressed and appreciate the touches that you put into it. But let's dig a little bit into the business side, because for somebody who is wanting to get into the short-term rental business or is already in it and is like, okay, most of this is dictated by, you know, these big travel agencies, and I'm just going to use Airbnb in that regard. How do you guys handle bookings? Are most of your bookings coming through Airbnb like most people, or VRBOs? Or talk a little bit about booking.com and all these different things. How do you guys book? Talk a little bit about that. And then how are you guys doing in, you know, in this environment where it seems like everybody is a little bit up in the air as, you know, what's going to happen with the economy?
Yeah. So we started on Airbnb in 2015. And then as soon as we had multiple properties, it broke down. Like there was no way to cross promote. So I had like this super popular original treehouse, but like Airbnb didn't provide a way to do that. Like Brian Chesky, CEO of Airbnb, like invited us to our headquarters. Like we gave him all kinds of feedback about that and stuff, but it just didn't happen fast enough for us. So we started our own website and started to book direct because we could drive people from Instagram to our website and totally control the whole experience. Because like our mindset is that the vacation doesn't start when you arrive on the property. It starts like when you're in the dreaming stage. And so like we've actually backed up all of the hospitality to be like throughout that entire experience to make that just like really easy and frictionless. And you can have an expert trip planner, you know, make all the decisions with you to design your thing. So you're not like stressed about not choosing the right things or making the right decisions. So we did all that. And then really pretty quickly, we were like 100% direct. I mean, I would say probably for the last 7 years, we've booked 100% direct to customer. So like we built out our own booking engine. And that's like a 93% occupancy rate at, you know, an ADR range, you know, averages in the $700 to $800 a night.
Well, that's fantastic. One, everybody who's ever been in the short-term rental space and had to pay that, whatever, 18% to Airbnb. Yeah. Like that's a huge margin clip right there that now you guys have been able to get back. And in addition to doing things like weddings, you guys are hosting like high ticket workshops, VIP days, now a mastermind. Talk about how those additional offers have been able to help, you know, the short-term rental business. How is that playing into your model as well?
Yeah. Well, like from the beginning, like, you know, our audience was couples, and we were like adults only, luxury, eco-friendly, nature, that kind of thing. And how we've evolved is that we are still those things, but now we have the size and scale and location to be like essentially like the workshop mastermind paradise. You know, it's high inspiration, it's low distraction. We have everything. We've got a spa, a multi-acre like spa and wellness haven. There's like great place to relax. There's chef-made meals. So like all you have to do is show up. So that's how we evolved, and that's still our core customer. I mean, we get tons of feedback. I think we've grown really just by having an amazing feedback loop with our guests, so that we're rapidly learning, growing, and getting better. We get 1% better every day. That's our motto. It's just led to extraordinary things. And now we can be a lot to a lot of people. We don't like, there are people who have gotten eloped here. We don't offer weddings yet. I think that's going to be sort of like you've got to be a VIP member to do that, just because I really want to protect the guest experience for everyone else here on property. So you really can come here, relax, you know, like we're so high up, you'll see like on a normal, like last week, you know, we're building some more tree houses on the southern part of the property, and, you know, bald eagles are just flying by at like eye level. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's standard. Yeah. Keep
Yeah. Got the eagle package.
Yeah, he's got the eagles. He's going up to, you know, Brian Chesky's office. Joey, I don't remember when you and I had the 25, you know, apartments here in town, Brian asking our opinion.
I think we had a spam filter that was pretty strong on our emails. I'm sure it got stuck. But yeah, to your point, we never did make it out.
I think we had some bald people come in, eye level through those places, but just no Kegels.
I don't know how to follow that up, but I do. You mentioned something, and you've kind of talked about the person that you serve a good bit. The brand is what has really been able to drive people direct from places like Instagram direct to your thing. Somebody who's building a short-term rental business, what are some key things that you think about around brand that they can maybe apply to their situation?
I think brand is huge. Like, really, I think like Simon Sinek says, like, people don't care what you sell, like they care why you sell it, why you do it. They don't care what you do, they care why you do it. So I think that really gave us an advantage because like we truly had and have a mission and a purpose that I think resonates and is compelling. So for example, when we started over with this property in 2020, that's kind of where we left off with like the journey to where we are now. um we had built the brand, we had built trust. There was a situation where literally because of the law change, we had to like give everybody their money back. But like people come and visit us who are like celebrating a big anniversary or they're on a honeymoon or, typically like big milestones and things like that. And so my wife and I were just like, we can't cancel on our guests. Like these people are really banking on this and have been planning on it. So we just had to have these phone calls where we literally called them and said, hey, we have to, like, you're going to see a refund hit your bank account because we're giving you your money back. We're required by law to do that, but you can still come and we still want you to come and enjoy it. And they were like, what? I just couldn't believe it. But I think when brands and people show up that well for their people and they're that committed to it, it's not just like a transaction and in and out the door they go, then that really benefits you in the long haul. And I think without a brand, it's like, how do you stand out? Like if you just have a condo and there's like 10 others like it, like getting the sign that says Nashville or whatever isn't gonna like put you over the top. So like,
now you tell us. Ours said Birmingham, by the way. It did say Nashville. Nashville would have been an upgrade. Yeah, we could have had like an arrow pointing north toward it, but yeah, we definitely were not competing with anything luxury. But I want to ask that question, right? Like, so Joey and I have since sold that short-term rental business, but had we been in it, talk to us. Like, what do you think are some of maybe the major mistakes or bigger mistakes that someone who has been doing this kind of apartment-based short-term rental, maybe single-family home, and they want to make that transition to the luxury space in the short-term area? Like, what are some of those bigger mistakes you see them making?
it can be easy for people to like shortchange the experience by not spending enough money on the furnishings. Like if it's going to be luxury, it better be nicer than the people's homes that they're coming from. So if they're coming from a luxury home and they get to your luxury property and they're like, I feel like this is like worse than where we left. We should have just stayed home. I mean, I have consistently bet on Bolt Farm Treehouse and like on myself and my ideas, which I think is probably one of the things that is unconventional, because if you're taking like a calculated risk, would you spend, like I spent like $3,000 or something on the bed for the original treehouse. So I mean, the whole treehouse costs, I think, $50,000 in materials and then a bunch of sweat equity. But I did spend over $3,000 on just the bed because I was like, A, it's my honeymoon. B, it really, like, I like the mixture of like, oh, this is a treehouse, but like this is, like fancy, like this is hand carved. Like this chair probably costs $3,000. You know what I mean? Who would put a $3,000 chair in a closet, in their rental? But I want people to be, I want people to just be blown away by it, because that's part of how you get people to be inspired and have these amazing outcomes is that they feel inspired the whole time. So in a way, we're trying to be like Disneyland for adults, where like the magic just doesn't stop and there's a surprise here and there, and oh man, we forgot this, and like, oh, there it is. Like we've thought of everything. Is something that we hear frequently from our guests. So again, it's like, I think betting on yourself. Now, like I knew that I was like, I will not be denied. Like, this is going to work. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this work. We're going to build a brand. So like, investing, we're going to invest in people. We're going to invest in marketing. We're going to invest in the thing. And like, we bootstrapped it along the way. So we just got like incrementally better. But I think a lot of people probably being calculated would be like, well, let's not spend too much on this and let's not spend too much on that, because at the end of the day, I want to have a profit. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to compel people to visit this place, but I just went all in.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense for the person who is just trying something. They're not really, like you said, bought in, and they're betting on themselves. They're betting on, because your why is so big. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I've heard today is, if you're getting into this luxury space, it's not just about the dollars. It can't be, because people's experience, it cannot be dictated by that. And so, man, thank you for giving us like a good picture of what's driving this success and how others can kind of learn from you. For someone who's thinking about, man, I want to follow your blueprint. I know this is just scratching the surface. There's hundreds of things that I did not get to ask you on this podcast. What's the best way for people to learn from you, or maybe even to partner with you?
Well, for years, we we treated that like it was our secret sauce, and we didn't want to tell anybody, just because we had been warned. They were like, you're going to get ripped off. People are going to do what you do. So like, you better just build in silence and build as fast as you can. And so we did that for a bunch of years. But I think now we've got the brand power. Like the other day, it was, I don't know if this is true, but we were announced by Levi Kelly as like the most popular tree houses on the internet. Because we've been been at it a long time, and I was honored by that. But now, like, I want to spare people from the pain that we endured, because like, I'm telling you, like, we came like so close to death. And I couldn't believe how easy it was to have everything right, but then have one missing chain or one weak chain in our link and like nearly lose everything. I'm an optimistic guy. I knew, I was like, this is going to work. I will not be denied. But yet, like, it came screeching to a halt with that. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of people who get into short-term rentals and stuff, and like, they're not a professional developer. You know what I mean? They know they want passive income. They might have different goals for it, generational wealth, whatever that might be. But there are a lot of pitfalls, and there are a lot of ways that you can lose a lot of money building, purpose-built things. And so I just wanted to, I wish that we had someone who had been there and done that to help us along the way early on. And then we also woke up and we were like, we kind of already have like the world's best, space for workshops and mastermind events and stuff. So, and I like it when the world comes to me. So now we host workshops for other people that want to scale their short-term rental business. And we have them at Bolt Farm. I think it's awesome because it's not like, okay, there's some workshops that's like, you're going to be in the like uninspiring room at the Hotel Marriott, whatever, and like classroom. This is like, okay, we're going to show you inside every one of our accommodations. We're going to show you our wellness haven. We're going to show you our operations. You're going to meet team members. You're going to like see this place because it's not a classroom. It's like it's all happening around you, and people have loved it so far. Like, we've just gotten rave reviews on it, and so yeah, we're doing those. We're doing like one a quarter, and just keeping it small, and it's kind of a invite exclusive thing where we don't say yes to everybody. Like, we're curating our mastermind community and the people that we want to grow and scale with, help scale. The end goal really is like, I just feel like we have so much traffic that right now, like, we don't have enough rooms or villas like to sell people. So
Wow, what a great problem to have.
now, like, it is, but it's sad. Like, when you know how much money we have in abandoned carts, like millions on a weekly basis of people who just like can't find something, so they don't book. So like, I actually took it to one of our mastermind groups, and I was like, here's my problem. I've got like just millions of dollars in abandoned carts, and I want to Also, like I'm struggling to find properties that I would buy, and for us to scale, because a lot of people who do something in the outdoors, it's like it's too rustic, or it's just like a half-baked idea, or a lot of amateur developers. So like it'd be like fixing a bad haircut.
The Lincoln Logs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the solution again is like why don't you just coach people to your standard, and then make them either affiliates, or maybe one day they exit and you buy their business and it's already been built to like your spec. And so that's what we're doing. It's really a way that we can connect with the best of the best in the short-term rental industry, link arms, dominate, scale our businesses, and then some will help exit, some we might acquire, and some we might just watch thrive and create generational wealth without Wall Street.
I love it.
Let's
Try it.
dive. That's what
Go
I'm
to
talking about.
boltfarmtreehouse.com. Check this out. This is amazing. Whether you're interested in just the stay, or you're trying to upgrade where you are in the short-term rental space and want to emulate what these guys are doing and want to learn from them, I think this would be an amazing opportunity. Seth, and always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much. If people wanted to connect, I know we created a page, wealthwithoutwallstreet.com/Bolt Farm. Outside of that, where would you send them?
I love it. www.www.s.
Hey, man, come on. Let's go.
We love the W's around here. We're all about wings.
We're on all the social media platforms as Bolt Farm Treehouse.
Well, I've been showing a bunch of it. If you're not watching, you missed out. Go check it out. Thank you, Seth, again. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing day.
This has been the Wealth Without Wall Street podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the show to break free of the Wall Street mindset and begin building wealth on your own terms in places you understand, so that your wealth will never run dry. See you next episode.